show these, even though it shows me every time.
All right, we're live. Boom.
Okay, I haven't recorded yet. Should I
fine.
start recording or no?
Go ahead. Start it up.
May as well.
Good morning, everybody. I'm ready for some news AF here with Danny and Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson, why do you have a what does it say on your hat?
France.
I
just like these hats. These are a really great fitting hat for me. I like the way they fit. I like the
Is that
way
like a Tour de France?
No, it's the French soccer club.
For
the national team. I think they made these in a few different teams. I have all of the teams except for I don't think I have the England one. They made them in USA. I have that.
Mm-hmm.
They made it in France. I have that. They made it in Portugal. I have that. And they made it in England. I don't have that one because it's white, and white hats just really.
That's a cute font, like the font of a child. Child
program. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's more the hat style itself. I don't care about the logos on it, but yeah. See, so it's like it's got some good shape to it, but it's also not rigid. Yeah. So like it's got like this insert in it.
Yeah, your whole outfit is on point. That you match.
Always
the hat
is.
And the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Fila retro original. So get yours at Fila.com.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, so that's it. Would Danny win Survivor on his first try?
No, I can't scheme. Cannot scheme.
Mm-hmm. How would Danny do on Survivor, Tyson?
I think he'd be good because he doesn't want to scheme. So then they just leave him alone for a while.
I probably get halfway through, right? Until you have to scheme.
Yeah, but I think that Danny would be like a good contributor to the team. But I feel like that you have to like pretend to like a lot of people that you don't really like, and I don't know if that's Danny's.
Even when I try to pretend, it doesn't come out.
But if Danny could if he just didn't like anybody though, then it would be equal and maybe fine.
Danny's sweet spot for Survivor, like he's got to wait like 30 more years, and then sort of he's like the cranky
old
like
curmudgeon.
67-year-old guy. Like I hate these kids. Like I think that he might be like beloved.
There we go. Now I know. I got to time it just right.
Yeah. Generation like Alpha Omega is like what's with this guy?
Would Danny go on if we got him on?
Yeah, put me on 20 years. Generation Alpha Omega.
But if we got you on next year,
dude, I got so much stuff, cooler stuff going on.
Lie.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I do. That's a problem. Is every now and then you flirt with the idea of like a TV show or whatever, but then you realize that your life is so much better. Not being constrained by a television show. Like, dude, I'm free. I'm living the dream already. I don't need to be on TV.
Yeah, but don't you want more money?
Money's great, but it's not everything, Tyson. I'm fine with my current level of income. Wow. I have more freedom than income, and I kind of like it that way.
Yeah, but the more freedom than income, then you don't have
more money, more problems.
You don't have the income to do the things that you want to.
Unless you're friends with people who have the income to make your dreams come true.
That's true. You're just fortunate your dreams include only backcountry skiing.
They're very much tied to other people's dreams.
Only backcountry skiing. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Does this mean anything to you, Danny? That Caitlin in the chat says a Darrington update for Danny. My husband thinks the noise was a Fisher cat. We live in Washington off the Mount Loop Highway.
Fisher cat. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to put that on my notes.
As the growling?
Yeah, no, it was like a whining kind of noise.
When was this?
Cat. The story of Bigfoot that I told last week.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right, I'm putting it on my notes. I'm gonna look that up. Fisher cat.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, but this is how these rumors get started. You go to a place you haven't been, you hear a noise you've never heard,
it's Bigfoot,
and automatically you just assign it to some mythical creature.
Yeah,
it has to be
the only explanation you've ever heard of in the area is bear and Bigfoot, and you know it wasn't a bear.
Yep, Bigfoot naturally.
Okay. All right, you ready to start this thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Cesternino, back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of May 4th, 2021, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. News AF is back again, and we've got a lot to talk to you about here today on May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day to you, Tyson.
And to you as well, Rob, and to you as well, Danny.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Yes, correct.
Yes. Tyson, once upon a time, you started a viral Star Wars video.
I would say I'm still a star of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Man, that was probably like 8 years ago. It has like, I think, over 30 million hits on it, which is quite a few hits. And if only I could somehow get that many Instagram followers, then I'd be set.
Yeah. Finally, you could be happy.
You should post in the comments of that video and say, hey, follow me on Instagram today.
Well, I've been spending most of my time harassing Dave Ramsey on Facebook.
Yeah, so I noticed that. I saw that there was that I was got like an update of like one of your friends posted on this, and there was like a Facebook post. A woman had written like, "Don't pay for something unless you can afford it," and you were cracking back to her.
Oh, I've been cracking back straight at Dave Ramsey's posts.
Yes. Okay. So what is it? So Dave Ramsey, he's like a financial guru, tells people like to pay down their debt. What are you saying to Dave Ramsey?
So one of his things was cash is king, debt sucks.
Yeah.
And I wrote, so I wrote, I'll have to buy, I guess I'll have to buy a wallet to carry all that cash on credit, of course. And people just started losing their minds. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to keep this up. So last night I did another one, the one that said, all the motorized vehicles in your home should all be paid for and only equal maximum half of your yearly income in worth. And that's like a good balance.
Rule of thumb.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb. But he didn't say good rule of thumb. He just posted as fact. And I just got on and said, I buy all my cars without motors. It's a little loophole. And so, and people, they just like me cracking back at Dave Ramsey because I'm sure some of it is good advice and some people need that advice, but it really is like for a 2-year-old. It's like, hey, don't bury yourself in debt because it's hard to get out of. And then he's a genius. How is this guy such a genius? So, so I've just been cracking back at him. And it's funny because I'll post something on there and it will get like 800 likes. And it's just funny that people are enjoying it. And sometimes people are cracking back at me too because they're like, well, actually, one guy was like, have you never heard of a debit card? Because when I said I was going to buy my wallet on credit, and I was like, no, I haven't. And he's like, figures. So yeah, there's the people that are just like devout to him, like the gospel of Dave Ramsey. And then there's people who are just like, this guy's ridiculous.
Well, that to like follow like a lot of his system, I think you do need to be like particularly like devout of like put every single dollar you make and not buy one thing except for pay down your debt. Like you need to be very devoted to be able to pull that off. Well,
and also, I mean, I never really had debt, which sure I understand when you have, but there are times when
you understand the concept. Yeah.
And people have to go into debt and I have a mortgage. Sure. And I am paying it off, but it's just like, so I'm scrolling through here. And this one is the total value of all your vehicles, things with motors in them, should be less than half of your annual income. And my crackback is the top comment on there. It says, I always get cars without motors in them, a little loophole in the system. And has like 20 comments and most of them are like, that's awesome. And then one guy's like, cars actually have engines, not motors. And I was like, oh. Yeah, you could use that as a loophole too, I guess, even though he was trying to get at me. And a lot of Flintstone references. And
very timely.
Yeah. And then There's another one I did. I should look through them all.
Tyson, you need to call into his show. That would be the next step.
Oh, he has a show?
Yeah, you don't. He's like, all right, let's take another call. Okay, we got all right, Tyson. He wants to, and then like, hey Dave, yeah, can I afford if I buy, I've got like, all right, well, how many credit cards do you have? Like, well, I've got $10,000 in credit. And they're like, no.
Okay, I will call in. And do you think I'll get on?
I don't know what the line is like.
Let's see. I'm trying to find some more.
A lot of times he really sasses people. He's like, now, how in the hell do you expect that you're going to be able to afford that? You just said you make $26,000 a year. You got $10,000 in credit card debt. Like, what do you... No, you can't buy a new Xbox.
You can't buy the new.
Yeah,
I like that. Let's see. Debt is dumb, cash is king. This one is the one where I really give him some sass. Then I'd have to buy a wallet on credit. And yeah, people are living for it. There's one more I did.
But they haven't blocked you yet?
They haven't blocked me yet. I thought they might, but then I also, why would they? I'm hilarious. I think I had.
Now we got some wiseacres in the comments saying things, trying to get people riled up. And look, folks, that this guy
sounds like Rob is a devout.
He is
Ramsey fan. He's got the accent. He's can basically spout out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I only recently discovered the joys of instant gratification financially.
Yes, Danny?
Up until recently, I was like, oh, yeah, cash only. And then all of a sudden, someone told me you can have it now and pay for it over like 10 years. It is only like 50 cents extra a month to get the upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I've just joined that crowd.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, though. I told you when I've done this rant, what it takes to get credit. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, so this one is my most popular one on here, and it says, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. And I said, so if I can afford it, I should buy it, ? And people were losing their minds. And they're just like, that's not how it works. It doesn't work. And I'm just like, and then other people are like, you're hilarious. And then it's just like, starts a war every time. And it's like, and then every other one of his posts is like, hey guys, do not go into debt. Don't buy things you don't need. My book's $10.99 right now only. Get it on my website. 4 easy payments of $2.50.
All it is every page over and over and over again. Don't buy what you don't need.
Don't buy what you don't need. Yeah, don't go into debt. I've got a system. It costs $9.99 a month. You can get it right now. Just log in your credit card. It's such a scam. It's like Mary Kondo selling all her like storage stuff at the storage store. It's like, okay, get rid. But now, no, we're not getting rid anymore. We're storing that stuff. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, Tyson's attacking people on the internet. It's becoming one of those.
Wait until they find out you won $1 million on Survivor.
Yeah, is that going to make them happy or mad?
No, that's going to really be. I think make them upset.
Who?
The people in the Facebook group.
The people that are my fans, or the people that?
No, I mean the people that are you're already making upset.
Yeah, so when they're like, "Oh, this doesn't pertain to you. You won $1 million," I can say, "Well, I spent that long ago." Back in debt.
I don't know. I just think that it's not going to sit well with the people that are like very, very much in debt trying to follow Dave Ramsey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just buy his book, you know? It's the last thing you should go in debt for is buying a book.
All right.
Do you own any of his books, Rob?
I did I listened to his audiobook, and I had I forget the like his famous book that I did have it, but the problem for me was I couldn't get my wife to read it. I was like, hey,
that's all
you have to read this book.
Yeah, that's
She's
where
like,
you're going to save the most money.
I don't want to read the book. I know everything. I'm not reading a book. I'm like, just read it. Just read the book. Just read it. Like, no, you can't make me read the book. Like, all right, we please just look at the book. I said, fine. Fine. I'll read the book. And that was 10 years ago. She didn't read the book.
Okay. Did it help her?
No.
Did it help you?
I would say that there's some sound advice.
Okay. What's the soundest advice that you got from the book? Cash is king. Debt sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Yeah, if you want to go in detail into it.
Rob, are you hiding it from us? Because it says like, don't, in the back of the book, it says, please don't share secrets so that we can sell more of these books.
Nothing, they say, you should try to pay off your house as soon as possible. You should pay off, don't buy a new car.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah. What if I bought
Guys, this topic is so boring. I can't hold my silence any longer. I don't care about Dave Ramsey or any of this. I would much rather talk about the news.
All right.
Oh my gosh, my head's exploding. With
How many Dave Ramsey books do you own?
Thompson, stop.
Ooh.
Rob, segue.
Danny, how many books do you own?
Books? I have no idea. But
how many Dave Ramsey books? Good.
0.
Okay, me too.
Yeah. I own the one. I gave it to my wife to read. She never read it, and we recently gave it to Goodwill.
Good. Somebody can get a bargain for a used book, just like he always goes. Okay, let's get into the news. Without further ado, we'll let Danny start the news story after you tell him what it's going to be.
Wait, hold on. Danny's going to tell us that he just started watching The Circle. Did we lose that?
That's more interesting than Dave Ramsey's
Maybe.
book.
Let's see what you have to say.
Okay. One question. I have more questions than observations. Do you think that do they tell people who have like, hey, you have to be a real profile, you have to be fake? Because it's pretty evenly split.
I would assume so. Or they look for people, but there's really no advantage to playing as a catfish. So I'm assuming they actually, when they do casting, I'm assuming they tell people they have to be a catfish or not.
That's kind of what I thought too, because it just was too convenient.
What are your thoughts on that, Rob?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think that the casting is they really want people who are going to be good TV, whether or not they're going to be like, I think so. I think that's step one. And then I think that they may ask people if they have a preference, if they want a catfish or not. And maybe they might tell somebody like, hey, we like you, but we'd like you to be a catfish.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you obviously have to pick someone. If you're going to catfish, you have to pick someone who will give you images and other things. That's why they're all picking people right next, friends, family members. And they probably have to get some kind of consent. Otherwise, you could create bomber catfishing profiles.
Now, Kim in the chat says that they don't firsthand knowledge. So they don't tell you have to catfish. You tell them if you want to be a catfish or not.
But then that probably helps them to catfish. Then they say, okay, here's the people that want to catfish. Here's the people that want to play themselves. And then they try and find them. But it's so weird that Danny hasn't gotten this far into the season that they're trying to find the catfish and just kill them off when it's like, who cares if they're a catfish or not? If they're on your team, who cares who they pretend to be? Right.
The other thing is, I got to say, the people who are catfishing seem way more relaxed. Like just from the first episode, they all seem a little bit more chill. I mean, they do obviously have to think more about what they post. The other thing is, if I was on that show, I don't know. Everyone is overthinking like the very first thing that, when they all make contact for the first time and everyone's freaking out about what they should write or if they should even write at all. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking if that's how you feel at the very beginning, this is going to be a nightmare for you as the show unfolds.
Well, would you catfish, Danny?
Danny would
No,
catfish.
I could not. I couldn't catfish. But then the thing is, to be your authentic self, it could also be really bad. It's nice to pretend to be somebody else, because then those harmful comments don't hurt you. They just bounce off that fake persona you've created. Whereas if you are yourself, man, you're really putting yourself out there.
That's
Danny,
true.
I feel like you would not be good on The Circle either.
No, definitely not.
Because they'd be like, nobody's heard from Danny in about 6 days. Let's start a private chat with him. They'd be like, start a private chat with Danny. And then it would be like, bling. And Danny would be like, and then
actually, that's very accurate.
Answer.
I was thinking just today how I have text messages from people I know and like that I have not responded to in weeks.
Can you list them just so they can get a shout out on the podcast?
Message circle chat. Great. More messages. Hashtag sarcasm, hashtag leave me alone.
Whenever I get text messages, before I look at my phone, I do curse under my breath, like, who is trying to contact me?
Really? That's how you react when I text you?
Yeah, if you text me, I just automatically then I lift up my phone and it's either or it's it's Tyson. I haven't talked to him for a while. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I wouldn't do well. It's an interesting show, and I don't know. I'll probably watch a couple more episodes. I am.
Okay. You should.
All right. And it's also, before I forget, I just want to mention just the 3 biggest Zach Wilson fans out here together with that. Zach Wilson unites us all.
I watched the draft. First of all, I don't know what's in the draft for you. There's very little. I mean, maybe after the first couple picks, there's intrigue, but it seemed like everybody was
the hero of Provo.
The hero.
Yeah, he was out of place, was he not? He seems so. First of all, he looks like a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
and then he does. I don't know. He just seems. He's a BYU kid. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
total through and through.
Nice,
I hope he does well
cut.
with the Jets. So I will say he does seem like he will work hard, not to be, to kind of get rid of the Jets' reputation as a quarterback graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he'll do something for you, Rob.
Yes. All right.
And he's only how old is he? 22?
He's 21, I think.
21, and he's probably only had 17 surgeries. So I think he's in tip-top form. He's going to be great at the Jets. He's going to be great there. When I was 21.
You're not going to find a top pick quarterback. At least it seemed like all of them had surgery.
It's crazy to me, dude. Yeah. When I was 21, I didn't even know that surgeries existed.
You're like, what's a scalpel?
Yeah. What's a surgery? Yeah. A hospital.
Surgery? Is that a type of
surgery? Yeah. No, and it's just like he's had 17 shoulder replacements, 16 knee replacements, and 4 hip replacements as a starting quarterback.
And
for
he has
Brigham
a glass eye.
And he has a glass eye, and half of his skull is metal.
He's got a cauliflower ear.
All right, well, let's get into some of our news stories. And for years, we have been tracking the worst airline passengers of the week. But 2021 is off to be having the worst airline passengers of all time in a year.
Yeah, we're already. So the average complaint was somewhere around 100 to 200 annually.
Yeah.
And we are at 1,300 incidences just this year.
Despite having less people flying than a normal year.
Are they all for masks?
Yeah, a lot are masks.
A lot are masks, but also that we have a lot of people drinking excessively, engaging in a physical or verbal assault. And so lots of different issues. Do you think a part of it is that people have forgotten what it's like to be around other people?
That's definitely part of it.
I think they're pent up.
Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety just about the current situation in the world. But so I read this article and it talked about the guy who peed, but it also talked about a story we missed where an adult passenger spit in a kid's mouth. That to me,
no, why?
Egregious.
Well, hold on. In fairness, what did the kid do? Yeah,
there was no backstory.
He started it.
That's assault, dude, and
that is
all.
If
sexual assault, probably.
If someone spit in my kid's mouth,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
I would lose my freaking mind. That would be a whole different incident.
If
I were the kid, I'd be like, don't swallow. Take a DNA swab right now. And then, man, that dude is in for a world.
I'd say to my kid, I told you not to take your mask off.
I will say, I've told this story before. I did spit in a friend's mouth, and he threw up instantly.
Why?
In junior high, we were just like spitting on each other for some reason, because I don't know why. That's what young men do. And I spit a huge logie, lobbed it like
Didn't
Zach
you do
Wilson.
Something else that made somebody throw up instantly?
No, it was probably the story that you're remembering. Landed right in his open mouth as he was preparing to spit. It perfectly timed. Like probably that's when I peaked. Like as it just went, and he just threw up right away, which was the natural reaction. This kid,
how far away did you spit?
He was probably.
Why did you do this?
We were just spitting on each other, like spitting logies in the air,
just like bros, just cool bros, just like
kind of like you. We used to have BB gun wars. You walk around and shoot each other with BB guns.
Zach Wilson could do that,
also
no problem.
Yeah, totally. Totally. You never did that, or like got a taser and tased people randomly in the group?
No, I never. You did that?
Yeah.
You tased people?
I was
Have
not.
You been tased?
I was not a victim of the tasing. They tended to tase one kid in the group a lot until he started crying. And
Jeez, dude, how bad does a taser hurt?
I don't know. I never got to taste it, but he did have marks on his side, burn marks, little like two.
That brings us to a question that somebody had in Facebook. Have you had any experience with bear spray? And I told him that you had and that you would tell the story.
Yeah, so I have been sprayed with pepper spray, and I think it was bear spray. I'm not sure what my dad sprayed me with. It was some kind of spray. But in one incident, it was in junior high again. Where most of my memories, traumatic memories, tend to be from that time.
Everything stopped at that point when you were like, I'm an adult. I'm going to stop remembering anything about my life.
Well, these high schoolers rolled up and they asked for directions to the mall while we were waiting for the bus in the morning, which I thought was crazy. Mall's not open and you're way far away from the mall. You're not even close. So being the nice, concerned citizen that I am, I went in to tell them that. And a kid from the back sprayed me point blank in the face with pepper spray.
This isn't even funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
No, it's fun. You can laugh at it. And I had to be helped home. Like another kid from the bus stop had to walk me back to my house.
Jeez.
Now the other situation, my dad was spraying an animal underneath the car, and I was on the other side of the car as a kid, and he nailed me. But my dad got payback when my mom, wondering how bear spray works, sprayed the bear spray into the forest where my dad was coming out of the trail, and he got bear sprayed. So.
But that wasn't like a point blank. That was just like sort of like a mist in the area.
Bear spray is a jet of pepper
bear spray is like
it's like a super soaker.
So my dad was coming out of the trail. My mom didn't know. She was just like, "Hey, how does this work?" Sprayed it and nailed him. So
what happened?
Sweet justice. Oh, he
can't breathe.
Come out
Worse
sounding
than
like
the
a
kid
bear.
who caught your loogie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought
when you get sprayed in the face. I mean, you just tears, boogers. It's not great.
I thought you also sprayed some bear spray in a car at one point, and you were trapped in the car with the cloud of spray.
That was like an accidental. That was like it sprayed inside the container in the car. You know what I mean? So then you opened up the container. It had the pepper. Yeah, and it was like a bomb going off.
Yeah.
By the way, going back to the FAA and the unruly behavior, pepper spray would not be a solution in an airplane. Maybe one way that these airlines could make more money is start a show. I mean, we've talked about Greyhounding, we've talked about Octagon in Flight.
Yeah.
But it seems like if you're having 1,300 incidences, how exciting would it be to watch the Delta channel? You know, and it's kind of like a gamble. You watch all these flights. A live feed, and you're kind of like anticipating. And then when you find out that flight 2556 to Houston has got an incident, everybody goes over there to see what kind of
live
Airlines
PD
Spirit Airlines is pay-per-view. You have to pay to even watch the feed for Spirit and Frontier.
It would do better than a Mayweather fight. It's just like, dude, $1 billion.
But what about this idea? You show up to the airport, they inject you, you pass out for a certain amount of hours, and then they just throw your body like it's a dead body on the back of a military truck and just stack them up in there. They could fit 7 times as many passengers, and everyone's just wake up when you get there. Yeah.
I've already said I'm for that. I'm for, we all get in, we all sit down, we all put our seatbelts on, and they gas the airplane.
Okay.
I'm not against that. And we're just like knocked out. And then they use some kind of revival gas when we land. Like,
that's actually good for us because it's infused with vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, and it has like essential oils.
Hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then we all wake up. No one's been spit on. No one's urinated in the aisle.
I mean, you're gonna piss yourself because you're all knocked out. So
you insert the catheter.
Oh, everybody wears a catheter and a poop bag.
Yeah.
A diaper.
Maybe a diaper. Maybe a diaper.
I
think it's a lot of work. Yeah.
That's definitely less intrusive.
Yeah.
I've flown. Let's see. I've flown this year once. I didn't see any incidents. I feel like if all 3 of us have been flying this year, one of us, the odds are we should have seen something happen.
I have flown. I've only flown once this year too. No, I've flown twice and I didn't see anything. And one flight was actually.
Were any of them to like Florida or?
No, I haven't flown to Florida in a long time.
It would be interesting to see the information on which flights
where they're leaving from and where they're going to. Yeah, that's true.
And then those are the ones you sell pay-per-view for.
Yeah.
You know what though? I think in the same article they are going to increase, or they have increased the penalties, which is fair, because I feel bad.
Crank them up.
The steward.
Oh
people,
my God, they are not
to have to
compensated enough to deal with that. They're like being police officers.
You go on, you break the rules. You're on the no-fly list for life.
I think it's
you
like
never come back. Greyhound, buddy.
Greyhound for you, which was our suggestion from the beginning, and now I think they're implementing a $35,000 fine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it should hurt. Don't be a jerk.
Look, the fine sounds excessive to me. Hey, guess what? No soup for you. You're done. You never.
I'm sure the fine is like up to
no fly list.
I'm sure it's like an up to thing, Rob.
They have to go to. They have to go to like a airline passenger school where they have to like go and they're like, okay, now you have to sit quality. You have to sit quietly for 6 hours.
With your mask
you can get up to use the restroom, but it's going to be teeny tiny, and there's going to be a bunch of people doing weird stuff all around you that you don't agree with.
That's right. And the only entertainment we have for you is Dave Ramsey videos.
over and over and over.
Dave Ramsey videos. There's an in-flight magazine, but you can tell there's DNA on it. And I mean,
by the way, if you're gonna fly,
magazines are always beat up.
If you're gonna fly,
and
this is the thing that bothers me most with this 1,300 people incidences. You're gonna have to wear a mask. Like, you didn't know that. You're gonna have to wear a mask in the airport. You're gonna have to wear it on the plane. Have you been living in a cave somewhere, not reading the news, and you got to the airport and you're like, why is everybody wearing a mask? I refuse. It's like, no, you have to keep that on.
Right.
And don't make it the stewardess's job to lecture you over and over and over again. Just keep the stupid mask on.
There's too much in that. Hey, you can't tell me what to do. I read it all. You can't you didn't used to like. Hey, these are the rules. All right, that's the rules are the rules.
And by the way, you're not just giving up your freedom, or you're not, by saying I'll wear a mask on a plane. It's not like you're signing away your rights and you're giving power of attorney to Delta. It's like, no, that's just the price. You want to fly, that you can always drive your own car, rent a car, take Greyhound. They probably require a mask, but if you want to fly, you have to wear a mask, and don't assault the poor steward who is just trying to do their freaking job. They're not a policeman. They're
just
not
like you can't smoke on the airplane. Like, whoa, you can't tell me I can't smoke. I can go. It's a free country. The rules are that I can smoke wherever I want.
Our freedom.
It's my freedom to smoke wherever I want.
When they took, that was the exact same thing. It's like they chose what was healthier for the masses.
Fight over the smoking. I wonder what it was like during that transitional period.
You were alive during that transition.
Yeah, but I wasn't flying. My dad talks about
the smokers weren't organized like that.
But we were going to restaurants where you'd go into like Skippers and you'd sit down. They'd be like, "Do you want smoking or non-smoking?" It's like they're right next to each other. The tables are literally next to each other, and the only partition is a wall that's 2 feet tall. And they're like, "Yeah, you can be over with the smokers or not."
Started to see an analogy between masks and smokers. Like non-maskers and smokers are going to be pushed to the outside. Like they'll be hanging out in the cold in a dark alleyway of the only place to take off your mask.
I was in Europe when they were starting to ban smoking in restaurants and stuff. And people were like that. They're taking away our freedom. It's our freedom to smoke in a restaurant. And if people don't like it, then they can leave the restaurant. I was like, or the smokers can leave the restaurant and the people who don't like it can stay there. Like I feel like I'm not understanding.
We should make a mask that can allow vaping or smoking, like the mask puts out and then absorbs the smoke. So that
then it just says, and the mask has to say inside, I'm vaping, so that you can know who to not talk to.
And not take it off, because then all the vape comes out, but it like seals around your face and you're just like in
like
vape
a gas
heaven.
mask.
Yeah, you're like, oh, dude, this is the best.
Yeah.
I love flying. I can smoke finally when I fly. Just oh man, then everybody's happy.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, well, let's talk about our next news story about. So we talked about how there's an Airbnb where you can go stay with a mini pony, but why travel when you could bring the farm to you? A new fad that has popped up during the pandemic is called Rent a Chicken. Tyson, would you be interested in renting a chicken?
Oh, I'd rent all the chickens. We actually,
I need to see this.
I mean, they have stuff like that already, like rent a kitty, rent a puppy, and then you give it back so that like you can have the joy of having a puppy and then get rid of it. It's kind of a sad operation, but they find a happy home for the dog afterwards, I think is the premise of it. But around Easter time, you can rent a baby bunny or a chick, and that's been a thing. But now renting a chicken, or is it trained? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's I don't know what it's trained to do. I guess it could give you some eggs. Rent a chicken. There's lots of these businesses popping up all over the place where you can
can't rent a rooster. It says here they're too aggressive, but you can rent the egg-laying hens for 4 weeks to 6 months.
Yeah, Danny, would you be interested in this?
I think my younger boy would love to rent a chicken. I think maybe even my girl would like it too. I would not. I mean, I don't live on a farm for a reason.
Yeah.
With the farm life comes farm smells, farm messes, and that's not me. So no.
Do you have any idea how much this costs, Danny?
I'm trying to scroll, but I just got a pop-up that's locking me out.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's different there are different sites. Yeah, sites. And I think it also it's not a national chain. It's more of a there are different local branches where you can rent the chicken. The one mentioned here in the article is Connecticut Rent-A-Hen.
Oh yeah, they're probably a 4-star on Google. My dad used to have hens.
Yeah,
a lot of them. And then some kind of animal got into the chicken coop, which always seems to happen. You can't secure it enough.
Chicken wire. What do you think it was? A weasel?
Who knows? But let's just say that it was not kind to the hens.
Yeah. And then tell us what happened to the car after that.
Oh yeah. So then my dad went to go pick up the carcasses, threw them in the back of his Jeep Cherokee, and then went on a trip and forgot that he had put them back there, took a different car to go to the airport or got a ride. Came back and he called me over to his car. He said, "Danny, you got to look at this." And he opened up the back of the car, and it was like this moment where you're not sure what you're seeing. And it looked as if the whole car was moving. Now I thought maybe I was high or something. And it was maggots over every surface crawling in like this weird. So he gave that car to my sister.
Does she still have it to this day?
No, you could never get rid of that smell. But she did drive it for a while because it's a free car. But anyway, what I'm going back to is I used to have the chicken life. I don't really remember interacting much with these chickens, but eventually this is the danger of the farm. And I'm worried about all these rented chickens. They're very susceptible. They don't have great defense mechanisms against, I don't know, cats, foxes. What else, Tyson? Weasels? Snakes. It just seems like you're kind of renting out something that may not come back. What kind of a rental strategy is that?
Yeah, but it's $100 deposit to get the chicken.
Yeah, $100 deposit. Yeah,
if you can keep it alive, you'll get the $100 back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
so
is it really $100 deposit?
Yeah, it is.
I just guessed that.
For $500,
you get 5 chickens.
3 hens for 3 months.
Okay, they're all dead.
They are.
This is their scheme. Wouldn't you like to have some hens for a little while? Just give us the deposit. We'll give it to you back when you return the chicken. And they spent nothing on those chickens.
They were like, dude, they just find them out in the woods. And you just
get you on that they have a chicken coop. They give you the chickens. The chicken coop costs $1,500 for the all-season chicken coop.
That's what I'm saying. The chicken coop. We had a chicken coop that was like a fortress, like we did everything. We dug the wire, put the wire down like a foot or two. We did everything we could to secure and make these chickens comfortable. But in the end, we could never keep them safe enough. Something got in there. And these chickens that are being rented out, it's a one-way trip.
Yeah.
For the chicken.
Okay. There you go.
That's the scam. We've uncovered the scam.
So we're not going to be doing the chicken rental anytime soon.
Not unless you're willing to throw away that $500 deposit.
Okay. Not yet.
Ramsey would say no to that, by the way.
Yeah, Ramsey would say no to that.
Dave, can I get I'm thinking about renting some chickens this summer for my family, some egg-laying hens. Well, what do you owe? Well, what do you think?
Yeah. What do you make? What percentage of this do you have to put down a deposit? So what you should do is just
tell me about your 401k. Like, oh, well, I'm just getting started. Well, I don't think the chicken coop is for you, buddy.
I've never heard Dave Ramsey talk. I have heard nothing about it.
All I've heard is Rob's version.
You want chickens? Then you got to buy those chickens. You're renting another man's chicken. Another man is getting rich off of your money with that chicken. You don't own that hen. You want a hen, you save up. You got to put down 80% to buy the hen before you buy it. So this came across the Group AF Facebook group this week. Do you guys have any interest in being on The Floor is Lava Season 2?
I watched this show, by the way. I have seen an episode.
I've seen an episode or two, and it's a terrible show.
They need teams of 3. We could win $10K.
Yeah. And it's only a single episode. Yeah, let's do it. Get us on there.
Hey, Dave, me and my friends want to be on The Floor is Lava.
We have to take some work off.
Yeah, we got. I mean, if we win, we could win $10K, but we have to take off work. Like, well, how many days? Maybe a couple. Nope, can't do it.
The question with The Floor is Lava is the $10,000 worth the sacrifice you're going to have to make with your body? Because if I remember anything from that show, it seemed like there was a lot of hard landings. Mm-hmm. I mean, it didn't seem like a great show for people our age.
You don't think so? I feel like there's a lot of like old. It's not necessarily like elite athletes.
Young people. No, but there's a lot of jumping to platforms.
Yeah, but we can jump-ish.
Dude, have you seen my spring? My vert's like 2 inches.
Yeah, but you take those turns so well in the snow,
with those
bro.
Quads, Danny, you got no ups.
Yeah, with those quads, you can't jump.
You would think with my calves and quads, I'd be like a kangaroo.
Yeah,
but the truth is,
they're weighing you down.
Yeah. Like gravity is very real for me. Hard for me to break it.
Do you think if you did more CrossFit that you'd probably be better at jumping?
If I got some of those Sketcher hops, whatever, with the big thing on the front.
This could be the guys' trip. The Floor is Lava.
Okay, let's do it.
I would do this.
Let's do it. Of course, we're going to do it.
Floor is Lava. Okay, so then...
So we're on?
They're casting for 18 to 55, so we're still okay there.
Okay.
And then pay is $250 per day. For 2 days of filming. So we still walk away with $500 no matter what.
Each or total?
I think
you better be clear on this.
$250 per day. So this is what they say. The Netflix competition series Floor is Lava is casting teams of 3 aged 18 to 55 for its second season. Filming will take place in Southern California. Pay is $250 per day for 2 days of filming, with the opportunity to compete for a cash prize of $10,000.
Okay.
And then, like Tyson, like if Danny dies in the lava, we have to react like, no.
He was too young. He had his whole life ahead of him.
But in a vat of hot magma, let's almost like soup. This is how he wanted to go.
Yeah, this is a real death.
Dude, I would mind.
Have never been higher.
If the floor was a hot, creamy soup.
Tomato bisque.
Yeah, no. Cheddar broccoli.
Oh, dude, just floating in it with my head just above the water.
Looking for something that looks the most like lava.
I know, but I'm looking for something that's the stinkiest, and Danny loves the most.
Danny would want to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, sign us up, Rob.
Yeah, he's skied on volcanoes. He was supposed to be good at this. So, all right. Well, let's look into that. What's our team name? Are we like podcast dads?
Yeah, podcast dads. Yeah, podcast. Cool podcast dads.
Oh, we can do better than that.
What would we do?
I don't know, but if this is real, we are definitely going to do better than that. The podcast dads, I'm going to show up with socks and sandals and then like some jean shorts.
Well, we need to nail the branding or they won't cast us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Well, I'll go out and buy some sandals.
Dads AF. Pod Dads, Ramsey Boys with a Z.
The Z. Okay. All right, let's look into that. Okay, so we've talked in the past about how you and Tyson, Danny, want to be blasted into space after you die, taxidermied, holding hands together.
Maybe even before we die, like when we're on the verge of death.
Let the bonding begin, kind of like let our bed sores intertwine.
Yeah, just interlock ourselves so that nobody has to tie us together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let go on, Rob.
So a story came about this week about a Toronto musician. His name was Brentnall Cabbage McPherson, a.k.a. Bonnie Brent. And he he recently passed away, and that they put him not in a casket, but they set him up at his drums for the funeral.
Extreme taxidermy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks great. I like the colors.
Great.
Yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, for a funeral, I like this. No, it's not somber. It's like party time. He's at a drum set. It's blue. He's wearing a sweet tracksuit that's yellow.
Is this the future?
Unusual as this may have seemed, according to the article, the practice is known as extreme embalming and has been growing in popularity around the world.
Oh, yeah. I love this idea, dude.
I mean, this is cooler than a coffin. No one wants to look into that casket at your still lifeless
I want to
body.
just be standing there like this. So they have to put glass eyes in because your regular eyes rot out of you pretty quickly, and you're just like, and make everybody make eye contact with your dead body as they come into the room.
Well, they put glasses on him.
Oh, they did.
Good.
Okay.
He's got a whole Weekend at Bernie's look. Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, actually, that's what I want. So I want you, Rob, and you, Danny, to Weekend at Bernie's me around my whole funeral party. But everybody knows that I am just like a floppy puppet.
Yeah. How do you want to be? Like in a pickleball pose?
Yeah. I mean, draped in fila and then just pickleball posing. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, pickleball. I mean, for now, but who knows what I'm going to be good at in the future.
Yeah. I mean, here, if you want to take a look, here's Cabbage in his resting place at the funeral.
He definitely looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think when you die, it's hard to escape that look.
He looks good.
Sure, but
he looks good.
He looks good.
Well, he looks at peace.
That's where he wanted to be.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, should they have me set up at the podcast desk?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be.
And your mouth opening up while you play some of your biggest hits.
I think it would just be hard to have me set me up in a pose that's not going to look like I'm dead. I think that they actually did a really good job here with Cabbage.
He looks dead. I mean, if you were hey, is this guy dead or not dead? I'd be like, he's either a mannequin or he's dead.
A mannequin-like is the way to describe.
There's just the way you carry yourself as a dead person. There's you're not lifting
it's hard to
anything.
Look natural and alive when there's nothing to animate your flesh.
Exactly. You get it, Danny.
Yeah,
I think I do.
How do you want to be, Danny?
I mean, really? I think funerals are stupid. I think graves are stupid. I don't want anyone to come visit my grave. What a waste of time.
Dude, I know.
That's why I like the flinging into space. That would be
that's
actually
good.
Pretty cool.
Everybody can just stand there and be like, here we go, SpaceX, the first SpaceX funeral. We could put Danny in a dope back scratcher pose with his skis on.
Yeah, but keep me out on display. So they, no one has to stop at my graveside. They can just look across the graveyard and see this mannequin man doing a sweet back scratcher in a one piece.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I could be shot into space, I would definitely be for that. I don't think that's going to be a possibility because then, let my orbit gradually decay until I become a falling star. How cool is that compared to just sitting in a overpriced wooden box 6 feet down, slowly rotting while people come to I assume people will come to my grave. Maybe I'll be such a jerk at the end. It's abandoned surrounded by weeds.
Is that a dead man propped up at a poker table for his funeral?
I mean, so
yeah, we've talked about him before.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've talked about extreme embalming on the show. There's other cases where people.
This is the third time we've talked about the guy buried in his car.
Yeah,
we talked about that guy playing cards in Puerto Rico, I think. And then we've got this guy.
That guy has a great poker face. Yeah,
the ultimate poker face.
The ultimate poker face. Yeah. There's that one. There's also one of a guy on his motorcycle is another case of extreme embalming that we've
you know what would have made this great? This case of extreme embalming is if while you were giving the funeral talk, the eulogy, you would tell a joke and someone with strings would make that sound. You know, like kind of like he's there to participate in his own funeral, right? That would have added a little spice to the whole event.
Yeah.
So do they bury this guy with his motorcycle?
That's the one that's from a while back.
Of course, like an Egyptian king.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I have a $10 million life insurance policy, and I want half of that to go to a super exotic rare car that costs $5 million to bury me in.
Yeah, cool. I don't suspect that they buried the motorcycle.
Pretty sure that a team of lawyers will make sure that doesn't happen. All the kids will bond together for the first time ever.
My dead body apart.
Exactly. But I do appreciate people who get buried in vehicles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you seen this story about the person from Starbucks who shared the worst Starbucks order of all time?
This is weird. You're mentioning this. This morning there was a story about Starbucks orders getting out of control.
Yeah. So a Starbucks barista shared the order from a person named Edward. It looks like that.
Edward, is this you?
Yeah, Edward ordered a venti caramel crunch frappuccino with 5 banana, extra caramel drizzle, extra whip, extra ice, extra cinnamon topping, 7 pumps of added dark caramel something, extra caramel crunch, 1 pump honey blend, extra.
I heard that right after this guy drank this drink, he got embalmed in front of his drug set.
Yeah, this is what they give you. Yeah, heavy cream, 7 additional frap chips. And then double blended.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure the guy that's now embalmed.
The people that would make this order obviously have never worked in the service industry. Like, that's the only reason you would do this. He's got the name of a king and the order of a king. He's never worked in the service industry.
And
that's just cool.
Baristas are shaming people with very long drink orders. How do we feel about this?
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
it's like worse than going to dinner with 7 people and splitting the check 7 ways.
Yeah, this is awful. It's like going to the drive-thru and having someone ask for a cheeseburger with bacon and then saying, "Can you remove the bacon in the cheese and no pickles?" And you're like, "Dude, get out of my car."
It's like going to a Mexican restaurant with my dad where he's like, no sour cream. And they're like, huh? And he's like, and no this and no that and add this. And then they're like, here you go. And he's like, they didn't do any of it. I was like, yeah, and they're not going to.
They shouldn't. No, why should they? Look, what's on the menu is what you are ordering. And like maybe you can get away with one change. Even I think that's too much. I try to number 5, give it to me straight. I saw what's on there. I know what's is included.
Yeah.
Why can't I be satisfied with that?
So that's what here's how my ordering process anywhere I go. I look at the menu. I look at everything that I don't need to make a change to. And I try to choose out of those things. If there's nothing that I want out of there that like, and it doesn't even have to be my top choice. It's just like, here's all the things I don't need to make a special request on. And then I default to the things that I only have to make a small request on, like no mayo or whatever. But that's how it goes. It keeps it easy. It keeps it simple. It's, and it's fine. And when
how about this?
Go ahead.
If you're the kind of person who does this, we can treat your last will and testament like you treated your orders in the drive-thru.
How so?
we don't like that. No, you want this to happen? No, we're not going to do that. Money goes where? No, thanks.
Kim in the challenge says this is a TikTok challenge, and kids are like filming it. Yeah. And so,
wait, what's the viral challenge? How complicated can you make your order, or how much can you shame the customers? Or are they both TikTok challenges?
I think it's how complicated you can make the orders, because Starbucks employees are quitting over it, supposedly.
You should just be able to say, as a Starbucks employee, and this should be a corporate rule, across the board. 3 changes. I don't know what changes max. Maybe no changes max. It
3
is
changes,
what it is.
and then it's $10 extra thing after that.
All right. Well, I didn't know about that this is a TikTok challenge to make your order complicated. Guess what, kids? It should be just like the airplane. You're banned for life from Starbucks now. How do you like that?
Can you do it in Dave Ramsey voice? This is totally excess.
Hey, Dave, I just wanted to see if I could go to Starbucks, and could I get a couple of extra pumps of caramel macchiato in my Frappuccino?
How much equity do you own in your house currently?
All right. What's your allowance? Okay. So make your coffee at home.
Yeah.
Get a pot. Go to the store, get a can of Folgers. That'll give you coffee for a week. I just saved you $50,000 over your lifetime.
Amber in the chat says in the olden days you could just spit in the coffee.
Yeah.
Now they're all on camera.
Take that money and you're going to get an index fund. You know what that is?
This challenge isn't complicated order challenge. What this challenge is, be a jerk challenge.
Yeah,
this is I'm a dick challenge.
Which a lot of challenges are that. Yes.
Yeah, that's all it boils down to. Complicated Starbucks order challenge. It's like everyone else out there who runs their life on common sense looks at you and said, "No, this is the TikTok challenge of being a jerk."
Yeah,
that's all.
This is what they should do.
An inconvenience.
If I was working at Starbucks and I got an order like that, I'd be like, "Yep, it's already made. Here it is for you, sir." And they're like, "You didn't do any of that." I was like, "No, it's all in there. Taste it." And they're like, I can't tell because I never had. That's it. There you go.
I've never had the monstrosity I'm ordering now.
Yeah. Or I think that it's like, okay, that it's a extra $1 for every customization past 1 on the order. This is a $19 Frappuccino. You still want it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. $75 Frappuccino. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And
do I still want it? Yes, because I don't want the people behind me to think that I'm poor.
Exactly. $700. Of course, I'll pay for
Make it $100. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah. I'm rich.
Tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends.
Well-to-do I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I just share a quick anecdote for Father Nature?
Yes, please.
Last night, my kids were asleep. My wife and I were in the kitchen, and then she starts screaming. She stepped on a lizard in our home.
What?
A gecko?
Yeah, like a little
lizard.
House gecko?
A little lizard, which had gotten into the house. And those things can move.
Like, yeah, but is it the kind that can climb the walls and stuff, or
it didn't get to a wall?
I know, but do you know the difference between a gecko and just a different?
I do not.
Other lizards? Okay.
No.
Geckos.
They're all over the ground in California.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Cool. She stepped on. Bergen ran over one on her bike the other day, just riding, and it just like darted out in front of her, and then she crunched it. And I was like, "Ugh!" Did she kill this one?
So she was screaming, and then it was like it ran like underneath like the dining room table, which has like a bottom to it. And so I'm like, all right, now it's under here. Like, is it gonna dart out one of the sides, and then we're gonna like? Our concern was we would lose it, and never find it again. Yeah,
I'll tell you how to do this before you tell me how you did it. Clear everything out so it's nice and open. Grab a big towel, like a beach towel or a bath towel, because you can throw the bath towel over it, it traps it, and then you can scoop it and take it outside and let it out. And it's super easy to catch. You can do that with rodents too. If you have a rodent in your house that you do not want to kill or don't want to set out traps and stuff, I've seen my dad catch them in towels.
Okay.
So
we ended up then like taking everything off the table, turning the table over on its side. I thought we had smushed it with like by moving the table, but we did not.
Yeah.
So So then it was like in the open field, and so we ended up taking like a plastic bin. Luckily, we have a lot around the house, and then we had the bin over the gecko, the lizard, and then we were able to like find like a thin sheet of plastic and slide that underneath.
Yeah.
Then we could turn the whole thing over and put it outside. But it was a harrowing 20 minutes at our house.
Yeah.
Last night.
Teamwork makes the dream work, you know?
Yes. My wife was
not bad.
Screaming.
Yeah. The towel would have been a little quicker, but it sounds like you took care of business.
I would just be afraid that it would get out of the towel.
And you don't want to touch it or what?
Yeah. I mean, I again, our biggest concern was once we lose it in the shite all over my house.
Yeah.
That's
it's gone.
it. We'll never see this thing again.
But that's okay. Then you just like, chow.
Yeah, it probably eats insects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Keep those out of your mouth while you sleep.
All right.
Yeah.
Danny, are you ready to open bolt hole?
Yep. Just play the secret song.
Here we go.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
Dude, this will be crazy if the bolt hole's actually all about Dave Ramsey.
No, but it does touch on a subject we mentioned briefly just moments ago. Next time you look up into the sky, it could be my naked body descending into the Earth's atmosphere, lighting up your night, giving you a glimmer of like, kids will wish upon it as they see it fall. Maybe Tyson's there joined with me. But more recently, you'll have to wait a while till that happens. You might look up into the sky and see what appears to be a shooting star. But unfortunately, there is a giant piece of garbage, the body of a rocket, a Chinese rocket, that is orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes and is predicted to fall and survive re-entry. They don't even know where it's going to land. But they do say that right now its orbit takes it over New York, Madrid, Beijing, Chile, and Wellington, New Zealand. So if you live in any of those places and you look up and you see this beautiful bright light, you're like, oh, look at that, a meteor. It could be a Chinese rocket and it could destroy someone's house. And the thing that blew me away, and supposedly this is the first time in almost 30 years, something this big has left orbit and re-entered the atmosphere with the possibility of smacking something. And the reason I like this story, or it caught my attention, is the space. I always encourage people to look at one of the mini maps that shows space debris in orbit, because it will blow your mind. It's like the Wild West. I mean, Elon Musk is putting up thousands of those Skylink satellites. He plans to put something like 21,000 of them.
My dad has a subscription to Skylink.
Yeah, they're just starting to roll out the beta testers. And
what does it do?
It's for rural areas that don't have high-speed internet, and they're getting high-speed satellite internet. And my dad had horrible internet service where he's at because he lives rurally, and the Skylink is somewhat better. Yes,
somewhat better. Will be getting a lot better as he adds thousands and thousands of satellites. So there's all this crap in orbit. Most of it burns up. Definitely a lot of it is a threat, but this giant monstrosity is going to actually enter the atmosphere and hit something. Luckily the surface is a lot of water, so there's a good chance it could do that. And this is not the first time the Chinese have had something re-enter the atmosphere. I think we talked about one of their modules for their space station about a year or two ago, entering the atmosphere and falling down. It's just like, it kind of blows my mind that we allow this to happen. It's like, oh, I'm going to shoot bullets up into the air in a crowded area and let's just see how this happens. What happens here? What's the result? So if you live in any of those places and you see a bright light at night, take cover. Maybe
what can we do? Nice, can we have like some sort of like a space junk, like a vacuum cleaner? Like what like, could we have something that's like sort of like a space junk? Tyson, imagine this. Okay.
Lasers. You have to blast them into a trillion pieces.
No, you can't blast them into a trillion pieces, because now you have a trillion pieces traveling at like 17,000 miles an hour.
It's dust.
Depending on its orbit.
You're lasering it to dust.
you really need to like push it back into orbit and hope that it burns up. I feel like that's your only option.
How about this? Could we get like some sort of like a giant pickleball racket to like knock it out of the Earth's orbit? Like,
I like that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what if
push
we all
it to the sun?
What if the government just issued leaf blowers to every single citizen, and at the same time,
we all
aimed our leaf blowers in the sky?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what
Danny,
the
you
solution
can't
is.
spit that far, right?
No, not at all. I wish
Not
I
anymore.
could. That'd be awesome. Back when I had the lungs of a young man, I could hurl a logie. 10
Thomas
yards.
is saying, I bet it falls on Hong Kong or Taiwan by accident.
It's crazy to me also that they don't know. They can't tell you when or where it's going to hit. I thought that, math was going to could solve any orbital problem. But then they talk about an earlier piece of debris falling in, and they said just minutes can make the difference between, 1,000 miles.
Will Elon Musk have a solution for us?
No, he's too busy hosting SNL.
Which supposedly nobody wants, because a bunch of millionaires are offended with a billionaire coming on and telling jokes.
But will you watch Elon Musk on SNL?
I don't watch SNL.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it
I
sometimes.
do watch occasional skits that someone might push my way that is like worth my time. But, he doesn't have a solution. Nobody has a solution to space junk. This is really one of our biggest problems.
But he'll pretend like he has a solution. That's the best part about him.
And it'll be lackluster like the tunnels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could probably use the machine he designed for the tunnels to somehow blast this thing out of the sky.
I wish we could blast it out of the sky.
A tunnel submarine.
But
what about just like a giant net to catch it?
Yeah, I don't know when. And I mean, the speeds, terminal velocity, I'm sure once it gets through the upper atmosphere, what is that? 200, 180 miles an hour?
Things are spinning very quickly, right?
That's why. And by the way, it's 7 times bigger than the rocket that Musk has been using to send things into space. So
what was this originally? What was this thing?
It was to send up, I believe, another module for the Chinese space station that they're working on. It's just massive. It's just sitting there slowly getting, dragged down into Earth's, atmosphere. And eventually it's going to fall on someone or hopefully hit the ocean.
I mean, the odds are that it's going to hit the ocean first.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the odds are after that it's not going to hit.
But if it does hit something else, like, if it goes into a city, that would just, I can't even imagine how that's okay. Like,
that's
really,
why we don't have the outskirts.
We don't have better rules to govern space and the crap we put up there. That's why I mean, it's like the Wild West. Everybody's just shooting whatever they can up into space and then hoping that it stays up there. Come on.
Danny, are you campaigning to run the International Space Coalition?
Oh, gladly. I'll take that upon myself.
Oh,
yeah.
I want total dictatorial powers, though. What I say goes. I don't want any arguments.
Will there be a lot of bureaucracy? Like somebody wants to put a satellite up, you have a lot of permits and forms they have to fill out?
Be like, what's the satellite for? No. Whoa, you're gonna try and do something in space? We don't try and do things in space, okay?
Yeah. So you're like the Dave Ramsey of space. Of like, hey, so I have a new satellite I want to launch.
No, you don't get to try. Oh, I'm going to try and launch this into outer space. Be like, no, I need to know that you can get it into orbit. And
but we really want it. It looks cool.
No,
my friends have.
No, you're done. Get out of here.
I'm an eccentric billionaire, and I would love to just put something into space.
I'm gonna need proof of concept. Show me what you can do, and then maybe I'll give you a permit.
Okay, well,
but you can't just be like, we're going to try and shoot this module up into space. Oh, the module didn't make it. It's actually tumbling out of space back to Earth. It's like, by now, I'd be like, hey, listen, China, you need to just calm down. You need to get your shiz together and then come back with a good plan that doesn't involve giant rocket bodies tumbling back into space, possibly hitting Wellington.
China's probably listening to this right now.
Oh, yeah, probably. They're like, oh, you're going to do something to us. We're going to disappear. They're going to disappear us. But look, I'm volunteering my great expertise in this area. Tyson has involvement with NASA. He can be an advisor on this panel.
That's true.
And I'm offering our services to keep space clean.
Okay. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. I won't do it for free, but I will do it for less
the
than
Keep
most.
Space Clean initiative.
Yeah, exactly. Very simple.
I
no.
like it. Yeah.
We use no to keep space clean.
Yeah.
Just say
It's
no.
a 2-letter word. It's so powerful.
Goodbye, Amazon. Hello, space.
Yeah, no need for a laser. All we need is the word no.
Well said, Danny.
Well said.
Danny, what's coming up for you besides cleaning up outer space?
If only I had a laser that big. I don't think the laser is a solution, by the way. But well,
what about Marie Kondo? Should Marie Kondo run the space collective?
No, she's about storage now.
She'll want to put her own space trash up there to put all the other space trash in. And it's just, it won't
Marie
work
Kondo
out.
the storage Tyson?
Yeah, I think she did do organizational and storage style stuff at Target or something.
I thought she's about take everything in your house and then shoot it off into space.
I mean, it turns out she's more about making money.
Shoot it into the sun. Let the sun be the world's incinerator, right? Just be like, hey, dude, whenever we don't want anything, I mean, it's not cheap or effective, but hey, let's just push it into the sun.
Could Elon Musk build a tunnel to the sun?
Like a wormhole?
Why aren't we shooting stuff into the sun? That's honestly... I can't think of any repercussions.
Well, really, I mean, I can't imagine us.
I mean, does it need to go all the way to the sun? What if we just took all the garbage and then shot it off into space and then blew it up with a nuclear weapon?
You imagine the aliens. They're like, dude, you know you're getting close to Earth when you start to see the trash.
Yeah.
It's like on a highway. You're like, I know I'm getting close to a city because the amount of trash up against the fence is greatly increasing.
Yes.
We'll just be a laughing stock of the galaxy. It's like, dude, don't go to Earth. First of all, you won't be able to get your spaceship in. Yeah. You're just hitting so much debris. And then,
well, that would be good. It's like a minefield of preventing all of the hostile aliens from coming in.
You're just hitting
plastic bags getting sucked into rocket engines.
Yeah. Like we won't be able to get out, but they can't get in at least.
That's our protective shield.
Yeah.
We've inadvertently created our planetary defense system.
A garbage moat around the Earth.
That would be awesome.
We need scientists to design plastic bags that when they get sucked into rocket engines immediately liquefy into something devastating for that engine.
I love Tyson's story about like the intergalactic peace conference coming to Earth to have us join the Federation. They coming in to suck in a plastic bag as they enter the orbit. They just crash. Then the war's declared and everybody's against us.
But nobody can get to us as we sit here behind our garbage moat, just laughing.
Space moat.
Yeah, the space moat. Even their lasers can't penetrate the space moat.
I bet the lasers could get through.
I'll be out there, Rob. I'll be putting things on the internet, Instagram. I'll be doing some gear reviews, what I do when I don't have actual
gear reviews now.
Yeah, I've been doing reviews for a while. They're not consistent. I've just set a goal to do more gear reviews. They're so easy to do. It's all opinion. It's like I'm Dave Ramseying gear, just like saying the obvious.
You should definitely go into debt for this gear. It is dope.
Luckily, unfortunately, and I'm just going to say this real quick, is that due to that thing that happened last year, there's no surplus of gear. So it used to be like, I used to be like, hey, you can get all this stuff for super cheap because a lot of the stuff that I buy is so niche that it goes unsold. So you can get it for half off if you let the season pass. But now they're making like just the right amount of gear.
Yeah.
And so there is no surplus. So there is
selling it for triple.
Almost no deals unless you're a human giant or like the smallest person. Like if you're a triple XL, you can get running gear. I've heard like pennies. But if you're an average sized person, good luck. Doesn't exist. So
what if you got triple XL and then just had your wife take it in?
Yeah, like I could run in like a 90. So I get a triple X running shirt. I just turn it into like a one piece running outfit.
Just cut some leg holes in it and then sew up the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. No, Rob's right. Just throw on a belt, dude. Yeah, and then
running fanny pack, also triple extra large.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So that's what I'll be doing.
I think I want to see you repurpose the deals and just be like, I don't buy things my size. I buy the cheapest of the thing I want, no matter the size.
And then Liz
would like that.
Yeah, Dave Ramsey's.
All right, don't buy clothes that fit. Buy clothes that are too big. You get them cheap. Take them in.
We could turn Ramsey into a verb. I just Ramseyed the shirt into a one-piece running outfit.
Save $300 a year.
I'm telling you right now, Danny.
Over 30 years.
It would be your most liked video for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you were like, okay, it shows you getting online, you're searching for the thing you want. You're like, oh, I found a quadruple XL. There's only one, but it's only $8. Regularly, these things are $135. I'm going to get the $8 one. Still looks cool. Still has the logo on it, which is one of the most important aspects of this gear. And then I'm going to have my wife, Liz, who is a genius with the sewing machine and has a history with repurposing clothing to repurpose this to your liking, and then shows you having the time of your life doing
That's
some
not a bad
adventuring.
idea. Turn a pair of XXL shorts to capris.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it'll look so good. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And it'll be
next.
one of a kind. Then you can sell that stuff for, a lot.
Flip it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for that solid gold idea.
Will you promise to do it?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
All right. Tyson, what's next for you?
Next, I'm going to Utah, still unannounced, but should be announced soon. It's going to be the 21st on Friday in Ogden, Utah, to play pickleball Friday night. And we're getting a bunch of courts to play on. And there's only going to be 100 people allowed in, totally free of charge, though, but they are going to have to RSVP.
Okay.
I've already RSVP'd for Danny.
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you driving? How are you flying? Like,
I'm flying. I'm going to fly in Friday morning and then be there Friday evening in Ogden.
Wow.
So,
will there be a lot of buzz about the Pride of Provo?
Am I the Pride of Provo? Who's the Pride of Provo?
Zach Wilson.
Oh, is that what they call him?
I think I just started that.
Oh, the Pride of Provo, Utah.
Is he from?
Rob? Is he from Provo? Where's he from originally?
I think he's from up by Alpine.
Okay.
Area.
So
I think
he's a Utah boy.
If I Google the Pride
sure.
of Provo, let's see what comes up.
I think he's Lone Peak.
I don't know if they have that nickname yet.
Good high school is.
Corner
Canyon, Tyson. Great mountain biking out there.
Oh yeah, up at Draper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go. All right.
Rob, you going to be doing Talking Circle, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, I'll be talking about the Circle finale on Thursday. We're going to do that live, so be on the lookout. I think that episode is going to drop, I think, like at midnight tonight on Tuesday. We've been covering all of the Circle podcasts.
Who do you think is the biggest jerk on the Circle?
The biggest jerk on the Circle, I don't know if anybody's too jerky. You think there's a jerk?
Like a circle jerk?
That's why you said that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't no, I don't think so. Was there one last season?
I think there's probably a tie for the circle jerk.
Okay.
I think it's all this. Yeah. They're all coming into the same place.
Oh, okay. Cool. So they're all tied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So they're not going to be a prize for that.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be.
Okay,
prize.
Well, anyways, that's
Go
cool.
on, Rob.
So there's so the Circle. What else?
Then of course,
90 Day
Fiance, Happily Ever After, new season. Talking about that, a little bit of
What's
a
Happily
variation.
Ever After?
Happily Ever After is they're following couples who have already been on 90 Day Fiance, so it's not just like trying to get married. It's sort of like following them a little more of the day to day. Been doing coverage of that as well. And then also we have the Survivor coming up. Talking about the 23rd best season of all time, Survivor Vanuatu.
Vanuatu.
And 23rd?
23rd best season, yeah.
Dude.
Which happens to be like I know we're going to be on The Floor is Lava, Islands of Fire, set in islands with a lot of volcanic action.
Yeah. When do you think that we're going to be on that? We need our listeners and viewers to campaign for us to get on The Floor is Lava and win that sweet cash.
Yep. I don't know if it's a vote, but we'll apply.
Yeah. Okay. May as well.
Yeah, that would be exciting, right? If we were going to be on The Floor is Lava.
That would be fantastic. I think we'd all enjoy it. Danny would definitely probably yell at both of us at some point for doing something dumb, but that's the price.
I'd definitely scream in pain as Tyson enters the lava.
Yeah.
Is consumed.
Yeah. Tyson was considering doing the challenge or the floor is lava.
Why win $1 million when you can win 10,000?
Split 3 ways.
Split 3 ways.
Before taxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what an exciting day it'll be, though. All right.
Tyler in the chat says everybody call into Dave Ramsey's show to campaign for the guys to be on the floor is lava.
Dave, hey, well, we've got a great money-making opportunity, the chance to appear on a popular Netflix series, The Floor is Lava. We could each win our share of $3,300. And I got to pay tax on that. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.